The shoe brand Vessi has been flooding the internet with its magical footwear. A lightweight, waterproof shoe that doesn't look like a rubber boot? My golly, give me a pair. They claim that this one shoe can replace all of your other shoes, but is it too good to be true? Thank you so much to Shopify for sponsoring this video. So right off the bat, we need to let you know that this video is not sponsored by Vessi at all, but it is sponsored by Shopify, who we're going to be talking about later in the video. The brand Vessi was founded by Andy Wang, Tony Yu, and Michaela Go, three beautiful Canadian friends living in Vancouver. Yes! Vancouver representation, baby. And if you've ever been to Vancouver, you will know that it's f***ing awesome. Wet, cold, and wet.
Heck your winter coat. We're going to Canada's warmest city.
Back in 2017, their idea was to create a knit shoe that could be super lightweight, looked relatively fashionable, but could also be fully submerged into water and snow while you're waiting for the 99 beeline without getting your socks wet. That was a little Vancouver reference for all you locals on the channel. But this wasn't the first try for this trio trying to find the golden product. These serial entrepreneurs have launched no fewer than 10 startups, including Nanotips, a dab-on liquid solution that makes gloved fingers readable by touchscreens, and Arcadia Supply Co., which made lightweight, easy-to-pack camping gear. But in comparison to all those, this one got a lot more attention. Now, they did what every startup did back in 2017, and they ran to Kickstarter. They did a first round of funding that went very well, and then a second one for a remodel. Both times, consumers were excited, and the company raised over 2 million ding-dongs from eager buyers. But that's not all. When the shoe finally hit the mass market 2 years later, the team actually had to stop taking orders to meet demand. Their stock, planned for 6 months, sold out in just a few weeks. But why? Why? We've heard of waterproof shoes before, and nice looking knit travel sneakers existed way before then. What made this shoe different from any other sneaker in an oversaturated market? Why do people want waterproof shoes so badly? The thing with Vessi's is that they manage to occupy a sweet spot in the industry. They get to look like a casual runner, you know, like an Allbirds type of thing, but they have the comfort of a fully waterproof shoe. Not water repellent, waterproof. This is a really unique combination that no other company has managed. So what is this sorcery? Now, if you've watched, oh God, that was gross. Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you will know that when a brand says that they've discovered something magical, some sort of new technology, it should set off a little bullshit alarm in the back of your head. So don your surgical gown and scalpel, because we're about to cut this company apart. Their magical water resistance is made possible by the new mesh the team created called Dymatex, a fabric patented by the brand, supposed to be made of tiny little holes small enough to keep the water out of your shoe, but large enough to let the air out as well. Not surprisingly, they present themselves as an alternative to Gore-Tex. And yes, we have made a whole video about Gore-Tex in the past. If you want to know more details about that, you can go check out the full video over there. But unlike the Gore-Tex video, there's a lot less that we know about their substance. Based on the information that we could find, it's unclear how it is actually different from Gore-Tex or what the Dymatex fabric even is. What we do know is that it is primarily made of polyurethane, which is a pretty common plastic material used in a bunch of everyday products. We also know that it is basically a 3-layer design with a stretch water repellent knit layer on the top, a filtering membrane in the middle, and underneath all that, the Dymatex liner inside the shoe, which looks more like a scuba suit liner than knit and is also primarily made of polyurethane. This is not entirely different than how most water repellent materials work, by the way. So this is not a revolutionary concept. The Italian brand Geox has been, I don't even know how you pronounce that, Geox?
Geox.
They've been doing this since 1995 on all their models, combining breathable soles and liners into waterproof models. But surprisingly, Vessi's are also lighter than any other Gore-Tex shoes. Their lightest pair is only 6.7 ounces. But of course, the real question that we are all asking ourselves, do they work? Well, yeah. Reviewers on YouTube and their own company ads will show you in 100 different ways that after serious water submersion,
My foot is not wet whatsoever.
people's socks are dry. So how do we know all this? Well, we know this because Vessi is one of those companies that masters online business. And that is probably because they use Shopify. Yeah, that's right. Don't just take our word for it that Shopify is the all-in-one online commerce platform that anyone can use to start, grow, and manage their business, because Vessi literally used their product to get to where they are today. Shopify makes it super easy to set up a small business and storefront through their platform when you're just starting out. Plus, Shopify supports businesses along their entire journey, giving them everything that they need to sell online, in person, and on all major social media platforms. So if you're a company with a wild idea like waterproof sneakers, Shopify's like, why the heck not? Shopify isn't an online marketplace. They drive innovation through encouraging people like you and me to become entrepreneurs. They allow small businesses to lead their own change and create products that truly resonate with consumers. Click the link down in the description and you can get yourself a step-by-step guide on how to launch a store through Shopify. With their product ready for market, Vessi started a large-scale media strategy aimed at people who don't like getting their feet wet. Which is pretty much everybody. I mean, have you ever stepped in a puddle? Well, you could be a customer for Vessi. Riding on the wave of that minimalist design trend, Vessi pitched themselves as the four-season shoe that could do it all. They weren't crazy expensive, around 120 USD, but also pricey enough that you feel like you're getting something that's quality. This was perfect for moms with kids, dog walkers, essential workers, and the coveted and very profitable 30-something who likes the outdoors but works mostly in the city. But just to really solidify their role, they added a little something for the eco-conscious millennial consumer. They proudly make their shoes 100% vegan and claim it is fostering a healthier and happier planet. And we're gonna get into that later on in a minute. And so, with a widely successful start to their business, Vessi needed to keep the hype train moving. And they did this through influencer marketing, which is probably how you came to know of them and why you clicked on this video. They flooded, pun intended, the internet with their products by gifting product and sponsoring almost every person under the sun. They went all out, from Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. They even have their own Snapchat filter where you can try on shoes in augmented reality. Vessi's are everywhere. They were honestly one of the first shoe startups to really get the influencer marketing trend. They knew then what many of us now kind of just know instinctually. You are more likely to buy from a person that you trust. For example, if you go to Linus Tech Tips, your favorite reviewer, and he reviews his pair of Vessis, then you're probably going to listen to his opinion. Vessi has sponsored a ton of creators with their product, from heavy hitters like Linus to smaller channels as well. This strategy might work better than hiring Michael Jordan or Cardi B on a giant campaign, especially if you want your product to be relatable, not just cool. But with the creator marketing, they also carefully crafted an image of that brand that cares. During COVID, the sneaker company donated more than 2,000 pairs of waterproof shoes to frontline healthcare workers and established a pay-what-you-can model for its customers to help purchase and donate surgical masks to healthcare organizations in both Canada and the United States, which has come with the convenient side effect of tripling their sales. Okay, so Vessi's is very good at marketing, and they have a pretty cool product. That doesn't make them evil, especially if they are as good as they say, right? They're good for the planet, right? Well, this is where things get a little gray. Are Vessi's claims regarding sustainability too good to be true? Well, as far as sustainable and ethical practices go, Vessi puts forward a lot of vague claims on their websites. Some of them hold water, but not all of them are equal. So let's dive in. Our writer just had a time with these puns. Vessi says that they have, quote, reinvented the way that shoes are made while also reducing their carbon footprint, down to our facilities, materials, packaging, and manufacturing processes. Now, we couldn't find any specific information about their factories, but they say that they are stitching more efficiently, reducing material waste at production by 97%. Now, when a company says that they are reducing their impact at a production level, that is not just selfless altruism, okay? That's basic business. By making things more efficient and with less materials at a production level, that's just cost saving. but they're framing it as planet saving. Now, they do have several labels and third-party certifications about production waste and safety to back up these claims, which aren't particularly unique in the footwear world. Like, lots of other companies have these, but they also advertise the Higgs Index, which was actually suspended in 2022 because of its promotion of fast fashion synthetic petroleum-based brands. Vessi's, from their magical Dynamex substance to their soles, are made out of basically entirely petroleum. And as we discussed in our Gore-Tex video, anything that possesses this magical waterproof ability is usually something that we should be a little wary of. Vessi is not nearly as big as Gore-Tex, and I suspect that as a result, their materials haven't been subjected to nearly as much external testing. We know that companies making non-stick coatings are notoriously bad about disclosing information on their chemicals, and it's actually become a global problem. So we don't actually know what these shoes truly mean for the planet in that sense. The truth is, they're honestly very predictable in a bunch of other ways. They claim to use recycled products and latex, but it's unclear how much. They manufacture their products in 4 different Asian countries: Taiwan, Cambodia, China, and Vietnam, which from a carbon footprint and an ethics standpoint isn't great either. They don't offer any type of repair or recycling or reusing program, and their warranty applies for 365 days, excluding, quote, excessive wear and tear, whatever that means. The issue of durability is also a reoccurring one with Vessi's from what we have found. Part of what makes a shoe good for you and for your wallet and the planet is how long it lasts. On its website, Vessi encourages people to use the 500-mile rule, which is to replace their shoes every 500 miles walked in them, or as soon as the shoe starts to show any sort of wear. This is supposedly for your health, but it also feels like just a great excuse to get people to buy more shoes. So, with everything that we have in mind so far, should you buy them? I would say that Vessi's are across the board pretty average, with a cool party trick that actually comes in handy if you live in a wet place. Now, I actually recently picked up this secondhand pair of Vans at a thrift store, and that is my recommendation if you were looking to buy a new pair of shoes and do something sustainable. But if you were looking to buy something new, there are other brands with higher environmental standards. Just off the top of my head, 2 companies like Edico and Vivo Barefoot are 2 with some third-party certifications under their belt, and they're getting really creative in their materials, but they might not keep your feet as dry. They both have take-back programs, so you can actually recycle your shoes at the end of their life, and one day, I'm really hoping for a resolable, repairable sneaker, you know, like Birkenstocks or like a good pair of leather boots. You can just keep repairing them year over year over year, but that just doesn't seem to exist yet. If any of you know of something that maybe I'm not aware of yet, please leave it down in the comments below. And if you like this video and you want to see more content from us, please consider liking and subscribing.